We are here at Unconfiscatable conference in Las Vegas, and I have the pleasure with Michael Tidwell from ZEBEDEE. How is it going?
It's going good.
So tell us everything about ZEBEDEE. What is ZEBEDEE? What can I do with it?
ZEBEDEE is a platform.
I pronounced it wrong? I'm sorry. ZEBEDEE? Or, I mean, I'm European, so.
Oh yeah, you can call it ZEBEDEE or ZEBEDEE. Our the acronym or the three-letter abbreviation is ZEBEDEE. The three letters. Either's fine.
Okay.
It's just I'm so used to calling it ZEBEDEE.
Okay.
We're a platform, and our main focus, although we have a couple different facets, we're here to integrate with game studios, game developers, indie devs, people that are looking to say, hey, look, I've made a game, or I'm a game studio, and I want to easily integrate Bitcoin into my video game. And that's kind of like the main push that we're going for right now. So the idea is a developer can log into our developer dashboard, and they can have all their games there and have it set up for their API keys and whatnot. We take away the complexity of running Lightning nodes, of essentially doing what Start9 is trying to push for with a more self-sovereign approach. Our kind of philosophy at ZEBEDEE is, although self-sovereign kind of hosting of nodes, Bitcoin nodes, Lightning nodes, may get vastly easier and may become the norm and mainstream, for now we're taking a custodial approach. So we're saying, hey, look, we're ready right now with an API key, integrate with us, allow your users to either pay or receive Bitcoin in your video games through whatever kind of gamification kind of mechanics that the game developer studio wants to incorporate.
Awesome. Yeah. So I think this the business to business aspect. I mean, I'm also interested in the consumer side, but let's finish. Or another question on that side is so what is the business pitch? What is the benefit for a business to integrate, like for a game, right? What can they do with it? What can they learn and see? And then ultimately it's like money, right? I mean, how do you help people make money? Yeah,
I would say you kind of hit it. The main kind of benefit to the business is they have another source of payments that they can receive or send out. It's kind of, sometimes it might get a little messy trying to send people US dollars, and it may be, Bitcoin a lot of times is more frictionless, which is nice.
So it's mainly for in-game purchases, or?
Yeah, so if a game developer wanted to say, hey, look, you can pay a certain amount of Satoshis or a certain amount of Bitcoin for some kind of in-game purchase, or we've had some people say, hey, look, at the end of every fifth level or something, we're going to put up an ad, and if you don't skip the ad, we pay you Bitcoin, stuff like this.
So vice versa, right?
Yeah, it could go either way depending on what the game developer wants to, what the dev wants to do. Yeah.
And then play to earn is a huge trend right now. What's your view on that? How do you see that? How do you deal with it? What do you see for the future?
Yeah, the problem with the term play to earn is it's fraught with scammy kind of ideas and mechanics, but at the core of it, I think there is some good pieces of play to earn as long as all the incentives are aligned. I think when you start getting some weird play to earn stuff is when incentives are not really aligned, and it's more or less a pump and dump kind of scheme that just has play to earn kind of on top, which is I think what some people do. Play to earn merely in the fact that you're playing a game and you may earn Bitcoin, I think is totally fine. And we've seen, for instance, we've integrated with Counter-Strike, if you're familiar. It's a first-person shooter.
Sure. I was like, Strike?
Counter-Strike, the first-person shooter.
I was about to ask about your clients. Tell us a bit more. Who are you working with right now?
I'm not actually sure who's public or not, but I know Counter-Strike, for instance, is and we also. I know another public game studio, Viker Studio, who has a lot of mobile users, has integrated with us. But the idea here is, to answer your question about play to earn, in Counter-Strike, you can pay a little bit of Bitcoin. You can log into a session, and then when you kill people, you earn Bitcoin, and when you die, you lose Bitcoin. So I don't know if that quite fits the criteria of play to earn, but that's an example of how people can play a video game to earn.
I think it's very interesting to just see how Lightning Satoshis merge into games and stuff. So what maybe a bit deeper. So what else would you use to convince a provider, a game provider, in the sales? Let's say. I think it's interesting.
Yeah. So I'm not on the sales side. I'm on the more or less
as much as you can
side. But and to rephrase your question, you're saying what can like ZEBEDEE say to?
Well, no, I think is there any other benefit or interesting new feature that they? So I mean, they could also say, well, we could use our own token, right? Why use ZEBEDEE?
Yeah. Well, I think when you're saying like why use ZEBEDEE, you're pretty much saying like why use Bitcoin, and the reason to use Bitcoin is because it's the money of cryptocurrency and
of the internet.
And yeah, it's when you think of the money of all these things, it's Bitcoin, pretty much hands down in my opinion, in a lot of people's opinion. So a lot of times the companies that are looking to do like the tokens and stuff, they're either desperate for cash, they need to raise money, or they need to do some kind of gimmicky thing to kind of raise money. And if they're looking for just a pure like, hey, we just want to have more, we just want to enable like a money use case, then Bitcoin is perfect for them. The other kind of potential use case for why they would want to do it is they might get an influx of users that are into Bitcoin. So if they're a small game studio or like an indie dev, you potentially can attract a initial customer, base or initial players. Just the fact that you're using Bitcoin, and it's still kind of a novelty, to have your game support Bitcoin at this point. Yep. In the future, you're not really going to have that novelty, but it's pretty much a temporary kind of thing where that's another reason why you might want to integrate at this point.
Awesome. So let's finish and talk about the other side of the thing. So the end user. So I know that you also have a browser wallet, a Lightning browser wallet, which is really well done, I must say. And how do you see that working? That you have now the option to have a Lightning browser wallet that you can use, for example, to pay tips on any page that may has a tip button with Lightning, or even like paywalls, stuff like that. So how's that side looking? What is your plan there?
Yeah, so we have a few things that are customer facing at this point. You mentioned like the browser kind of. We have like a plugin, like a browser add-on. That's our Infuse.
Just one question on that side, because there's like MetaMask, right? So the ZEBEDEE browser integration, it's really connected to the phone, to the actual app wallet, right? Can you explain that?
Yeah, so ours is, it can be. I think there's also a possibility to use it without, but you'll need to claim your Bitcoin. You'll need to, I believe, like log in. There's a couple different flows where you either need to log in or you don't to work with that. But some other like customer facing things that we've made are like obviously the ZEBEDEE wallet, like on mobile. So we have an app, the ZEBEDEE app, which does more than just the wallet. It kind of helps do several potential things. We have this gamer tag system where people have usernames. You can easily send money. You can also use these gamer tags with other things that we've done, like with like Twitch streams and tipping and other kind of various things where these you can tip people within chats of various systems like Discord, and we're trying to do like other things like Twitch is another example. But the idea is like these gamer tags, or like ZEBEDEE gamer tags, which makes it really easy to pay people, and I think that's probably another reason why we've kind of pushed for Lightning address as well, because it's just another example of we just want people to easily receive and pay people.
Maybe a final question on that side. So yeah, Lightning addresses. Can you explain a little bit about that? Why is it good? It's a permanent Lightning address, right?
Yeah, so the Lightning, I would say if you're interested, there's a spec, there's an open spec on how Lightning address works. And whether it's good or not, I think the thing about it that we should look at is, do people find it useful, and are people going to use it? And I think what we've seen is people are kind of happy using it, and we've seen a lot of people integrate with or kind of also support it, I guess is the right term. Yeah, so I think that answers.
Awesome, thank you. Looking forward to all the stuff you're building there. Thank you for the time.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks.
Yep.